this game is called The Mountain Witch. And it is a game that has a cinematic samurai setting. So it is based very heavily on the literature and film of Japanese samurai, and especially Ronin samurai who have fallen from their privileged position and are now living in more difficult and dishonorable circumstances. So this is a very, very structured game. It is played in specific phases, and uh, it is a team of Ronin, masterless samurai, who have accepted an assignment to kill the it's called the witch in Japanese, but the sorcerer, the great, mighty, evil wizard who lives on top of Mount Fuji in Japan. So you begin play at the bottom of Mount Fuji, and you will probably end play, if you live, in the top of the castle, the fortress at the top of Mount Fuji, the lair of the mountain witch. Each character has a dark secret of some kind. You will be assigned secrets at random, and you will play your character as you desire. You can decide to give up. For example, if your dark secret tells you something very significant, what you choose to do about it is completely up to you. Even whether it is revealed is also your decision. And as you continue in your battles and your adventures to finally confront the witch, you will be gaining and losing trust in one another. The resolution system of the game benefits greatly when you trust each other. But also, if someone trusts you a lot, that is also the bonus you have when you act against them. So to give another samurai, to give another character trust is a very risky thing to do. It's very beneficial if you cooperate. It's very dangerous if they decide to do something bad to you. And it may be that somebody reading their dark secret decides that their character is much more fun and they like their character more if they betray other teammates. It is not the goal of the game to kill the mountain witch. That is simply something that you may or may not end up doing at the climax. So it is completely up to you playing your characters to decide what will happen, what is most important to you in this dangerous journey. So it is a drama of characters who have no really good reason to trust one another. And remember, you have accepted this mission for reasons of your own. You may hate the mountain witch yourself and be determined to kill him or her or it. Or you may not care at all and just want to get some money out of it. Or maybe you have some other reason to be there that your dark secret has revealed to you. So it's a game of a drama of trust. All the characters.
This is one of my. This is on my top wish list. Has been for a long time. So as I've stated before, this is something I really want to play sometimes. But
we have
of
heard
course,
from the lobbyists.
Yes,
Now
I'm adding into your sales
that's
pitch
right.
here.
That's right. Yes,
That's
okay.
it. So I want you to trust me when I say this. Yes.
Exactly. This is a game that is intended to be very easy to begin. So we can make up characters right now and it won't take very long at all. So The critical things to keep in mind is that when you are rolling dice, you can improve your chances a little bit with your abilities and your general action, but you can improve it a lot through trust. And you will begin with very small, even biased trust in one another based on very superficial things. But you don't have to keep trust in characters if you don't want to, and you can raise it as you desire if you want to. So, trust is a very important mechanic. Also, in this game, a single roll of the dice, which is just a few of these dice six, as an easy system, will account for a lot. It is a lot like primetime adventures or compact stories. One roll will handle most situations. There will be some situations that are complicated where you will need several rolls, but not very many. And so the roll of the dice is very decisive. It will cover a lot of, it's not for just single momentary actions. Now, another thing is that death is very much in the picture. You are doing risky, dangerous things. You are fighters, and you are fighting a lot or doing other dangerous things, or you are up against very evil, deadly magic. So your characters can die. One of the wonderful features of the Mountain Witch is that you will persist in playing after your character is dead, and you will have almost all the mechanics still available to you. For example, you can still choose to help somebody with the ordinary role that you would have done with a living character. And especially if you are using trust. So you are playing some kind of memory or some kind of emotional weight that your character still has in the situation, because even though they are dead, their trust in you still exists. So, do you guys understand? There are many roles that you have that don't depend necessarily on your character moving around physically, and you as the player will continue to have a big impact of play still through the medium of your character as a literary presence. So the game is quite strong in this. You could even have all the characters die and still complete the full phases of play. It's a nice game for that idea. I think it is the first game ever to do that, which is very strange because role playing had existed for 30 years, and you would think that somebody would have figured it out before then. But anyway, that is one thing, and uh, the way. Let's see. There are several things that we could talk about a little bit. Um, a good example is this: when you are rolling and you have some kind of advantage, you will roll more than one die, but you will use the highest result. So that's good. But if, for example, you are being helped, then you will roll another die and it is added to your highest die. So you see, being helped is better. That is a special thing. It's not just more dice. It's mathematically a more powerful thing. So that's the only mechanic you really need to know to begin. Um, Now, I will just find as we move along. Oh, the illustrations are so beautiful. The only illustrations are these full page color illustrations, which, as you can see, are just
Mm.
spectacularly beautiful. So there is one more that you should know, that there is one special kind of conflict with mechanics of its own, and I'm sure you can realize what it is. It is when two characters decide to have a formal duel. Two player characters, if they enter into a duel, then there is a special mechanic at work there. So That can happen. So let's see. Um, I suggest that although we are doing this character creation as a group, I suggest that we do not negotiate. It is all right if some of the characters are alike. Nothing is stating that you all have to be different. You don't need one and one big one and one skillful one and one stealthy one. All of your characters are competent. You do not have to worry about that. So even though we are sitting here together, choose whatever you want. Don't try to negotiate or balance or anything like that. So let's see here. Um, it says there's a nice little piece about women warriors who have a big role in the literature. So there are some interesting details about playing a female character. Any of you are free to do so. There is no mechanical difference really, but there at all there's some fun atmosphere about it because it matches the literature and the cinema. Now, oh, so the first thing is actually to deal the fates at random, and I am going to have to do this kind of interestingly. I'm going to roll a die for each of you because there are 6 of them, and then I'm going to tell you the fate that you get in the chat. Later, I will scan the card. Actually, I have the actual physical cards in my desk. I will scan the cards and I will send you each individually the picture of your fate card. All right. But right now, we will go slowly because I have to go to each chat and tell you personally. So let's see. Okay, no repeats, so that makes life easy. Okay, so now I have delivered to each of you your dark fate, which if we were at a table, I would have had the 6 cards and I would have passed out 4 of the cards. So now you
Uh,
have a context for your character.
but how many? Can I ask a question, Ron? How many cards are there
6.
in this? Like there are 6, and are as a player, is it common that I know of the other fate cards because there are 6 cards, or is it better if I don't know what the others are? Do you
I
understand what I'm
think,
saying?
yes, I think that it is fun not to know, but
Yeah,
it is also not relevant if you do know. In other words, they are all things that you would expect in a story like this anyway. You would
yeah,
recognize all of them. So I think that it is not a good idea to list them at this time. If since you
yeah.
have the PDF and you read them, I don't care.
No, okay,
That's
yeah,
okay. But it is kind of fun not to know, at least at this moment. So that is up
good.
to you. Okay, so that is the first thing. Um, we will talk about how you bring the fate into play later. It will be your job to manage your character's thoughts, actions, and concerns about the fate. It certainly does not have to be revealed quickly and probably should not be. Now, each character is also assigned one of the 12 signs of the Japanese zodiac, but you get to choose these, and that is perfectly okay. You are familiar with these. He calls it the Japanese zodiac, but we all know it's really Chinese. And so you get to choose which animal is your birth year. And so, because they go by years, and so they're all good. There's not really a bad one, and they are used as kind of a stereotypical personality indicator, just like all astrology is.